viewers from across the globe. Today is Wednesday, August 26. ADC presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar has doubled down on his pledge to restore fuel subsidy if elected, insisting that a nation as rich as Nigeria has no excuse for the hardship its people are enduring. And the world is mourning the passing of one of the greatest entertainers of all time, Queen of country music legend, Dolly Parton, who died at the age of 80 after a brief illness with cancer. President Donald Trump ordered flags lowered at half-staff and the Empire State Building lit up in pink in her honor at exactly 9:25 p.m., a nod to her iconic hit song, 9 to 5. Let's dive in. I am OjyOkpe, and this is what's trending. Now, before we dive deeper, let's see what you're talking about right now. We've been tracking conversations on X, Facebook, our YouTube live feed, and of course, Leke. And three stories are dominating your timelines this morning. Trending at number 1, activist VeryDarkMan dropped one of the most explosive allegations at the NBA conference on Tuesday, declaring before a panel that included the Inspector General of Police and other senior security chiefs that the military, immigration, and custom officers are themselves the so-called unknown gunmen. Nigerians cannot stop talking about it. Now, trending at number 2, an FCT area council chairman set social media awash after declaring on camera, without apology, that any resident who does not support the APC should pack up and leave, insisting that those who benefit from Tinubu and Wike's development projects cannot turn around and vote against the APC in 2027. We have the details. Now, trending at number 3, Unizik lecturer Professor Ifeanyi Odineye has been suspended for 3 months and placed on half salary following an investigative report stemming from a shocking incident earlier this month in which the professor was attacked and stripped by students after a female student linked to an exam malpractice allegation left his office with his clothes. The panel is still investigating allegations of sexual harassment, assault, and a possible kidnap. Now, here is where you come in. Join the conversation. Use the hashtag What's Trending with OjyOkpe. Comment on our live feed, and of course, Leke. Tell me which of these stories matters most to you, because for the next hour, we're going into everything that has Nigeria and the rest of the world buzzing. But first, Minister of Works David Umahi visited the Benin-Agbor-Asaba Expressway on Tuesday, flanked by Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo, taking full and unreserved responsibility for the gridlock that left thousands of Nigerians stranded for days. Umahi apologized directly to commuters and the people of Edo and Delta states, saying that the road was concessioned to a private company that removed over 30 kilometers of existing asphalt without first building adequate drainage, and accused them of lacking technical competence. Let's watch.
First is to apologize to all commuters and the people of Edo State, people of Delta State, and all the people that use this road. Let me also say that NDDC MD is here with us, and the state, and is willing to also intervene. That we go to Sapele Benin Road and we will let him speak. Now, I am very, very disappointed with this concessionaire, but I offer apologies. I take full responsibility for the mistakes and the destruction of public assets. Because I have the bill of quantities here. I have the conditions of contract here. The Ministry of Work does not allow anybody to remove the asphalt on the road. Okay. That is against the policy of the Ministry of Works.
And I'm directing all controllers to arrest any contractor or concessionaire that removes asphalt on our road. This road was not like this before we handed it over. It was not like this. And what jargon are you speaking? You are speaking unintelligently, telling us about the traffic is built up. Did you not see the road very well before you decided? You ran through every way to manipulate the process, and you got the job. Now you are complaining because you lack technical confidence. You have no knowledge of road construction, and now you have brought untold hardship. President is saying the purpose of the people, and the president has directed us to come here and do whatever is possible.
Let us give credit where it's due. Minister David Umahi showed up in person and said the words most Nigerian ministers have never said. I take full responsibility. That matters, and it should be acknowledged. But the concessionaire has since responded. CEO Samuel Daramola of the Benin-Asaba Expressway Concession Company blamed the road crisis to heavy rainfall, high traffic volume, and the difficulty of constructing side drains while keeping the road open, saying the company has been wrestling with the weather. Nigerians online are not buying it, with comments describing the explanation as staged and questioning the company's basic competence. We'll take some reactions, but first, good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai. Dr. Abati, I can see you nodding, and I feel like you want to comment on this concessionaire's response. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Oh, I should start?
Yes, please start, and I'll take one tweet after you start.
Let me start with the CEO of the unnamed concessionaire company. I think that company should be named. I don't see the reason why the name is being shrouded. I've tried to look for the name, I can't find it. And I made a point about what Mr. Samuel Daramola was saying, the CEO of the so-called company. He was blaming the weather, rainfall. Okay, didn't they plan towards it in terms of timing, in terms of deliveries, in terms of schedule of work? Did rain just start? The company didn't know that there will be rainfall at this particular time. Mr. Daramola was also talking about, the investors, the banks that give them the money, to do the project, and how, the banks are breathing down the neck of the company. Should that be an excuse to not to do the right thing within the proper framework? The third point he was making is that his company empathizes with Nigerians. We empathize, and it's because of empathy that we decided to open up the road during the rainy season. All those are excuses that do not make sense. And I went further earlier this morning to say that the main problem is a concession system that Nigeria operates. The Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission Act of 2005 was introduced by the Obasanjo administration, the ICRCCC of 2005. And that was what led to all this talk about private public sector partnership, the Bureau of Public Enterprises. But since that 2005, we've not been able to get concessioning right. We have to look again at the framework. We have to set the standards. And since 2005, that enabling act is due for review in terms of the lessons that we may have learned over the years. But I agree with you on the points that Minister Umahi, the Minister of Works, took responsibility, accepted responsibility, and made the effort to go there, to go and see what is going on, and to reassure the people that remedial work, or what Samuel Daramola calls palliatives, will be provided to ease the pain of Nigerian commuters. But beyond all of that, I think that more consequential steps need to be taken. And if the contractor is found, or the concessionaire has been found to be negligent, there's nothing that says in the books that they have to be retained. They can change the concessionaire, they can reconsider and determine the contract, particularly as some of the commentators are raising issues of competence. If competence is the issue, then of course they can look for other people to achieve the objective of reducing the agony of the average Nigerian commuter who has to sleep on a road overnight, who has to miss events and commitments just because the concessionaire is giving excuses, blaming rainfall. When it is during the dry season now, they will blame sunlight, that the sun is too much. That's why the road is failing.
All right. Well, I'll take some reactions. I know you want to comment.
Okay, I want to Dr. Albertson. So, like I was asking a question yesterday.
Should I take the comment before you? Because it's all part of the story. I'll take this reaction from Mazi, who wrote, "It's good that he is finally there," referring to David Umahi. "But the main issue is resolving that 25-year private concession deadlock that slowed down government intervention in the first place. Glad to see the Ewedu and Sabo Okpa presidency stepped in directly. But meanwhile, Rufai, during that same visit, Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo sparked mixed reactions online after declaring that Edo people are happy with the president because he has the right intentions for the people. Let's take a look.
Edo people, we are happy with the president.
Yes, sir. Yes.
We are happy. Don't listen to all these social media opposition here and there. We know the president means well for Edo. Yes, sir. Whenever there is problem here, the president always listens. Because Edo State is like a gateway to any part of the south-south, southeast and southwest, yes, sir. Even to the north. We are the center point. So anything that happens here affects every state in this country. And the president is fully aware of this. That is why he doesn't want anything to happen in Edo State. So I want to thank you, Mr. Minister, and I want you to take our message back to the president. That thank you. Edo people are saying thank you. That once this road is completed, Minister, we will come back to thank you and thank Mr. President for helping us to fix our state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Rufai, online, these comments immediately spurred backlash as they raised questions around governors believing they can speak on behalf of the people. I'd like for you to comment on both of that as well before I continue on this road.
What do you expect Governor Okpebholo to say in that instance? He said that his ambition is to get how many million votes for President Tinubu? 2
million, he said.
How will he say 2 million?
That's what he said.
2 million votes,
correct.
okay. Yes. I thought it's even more than that.
No,
it's 2 million.
Voters are in the
I don't know.
Even the 2 million is
I don't know. 2 million votes, right? The 2 million people that didn't vote for him, he wants to get them for President Tinubu. So what do you expect Governor Okpebholo to say? He will say it. Can't you even see that Minister Umahi was looking at him like, okay, we are here to deal with a serious matter, to address the people that are in pain. I have apologized. He had to bring in President Tinubu in on. That's just, so what do you expect?
Edo is tiny.
Edo is tiny. It's tiny.
That is the important thing. Edo is tiny.
That's hate speech. Don't call it tiny. It's not good though.
Was it the governor that said that?
No, Edo people. They don't say shiny. They say Edo is tiny.
Not Edo people.
Don't say Edo.
She's from Edo.
Don't say Edo people. But anyway, what are you even saying? Shebi, somebody said that they don't have TV to watch Arise in Edo here. So what is it? Yes. Didn't they say it?
It was campaign season.
They said it. So I Doctor, continue with that statement, Jare. That's it. But the question I want to ask you, like I asked yesterday, now we know it's a company that handled the concession. Can we sue the concession company?
Well, under what injury will you be trying to seek a remedy for?
Okay, so let me list them.
Damage?
Let me list them. 500 billion. I mean, 500 million. Or is it billion or billion? They said loss of income. Psychological trauma. The damage, loss of revenue. The woman that had fish on the road that were carrying and all of that this stopped. Other losses, miss of appointment, accident that might have occurred, threat to life in that situation, and other things. Can we all pack all of this in a class action lawsuit and just test this? No, you know why I'm saying this, Doctor?
What would be your prayer?
Dr. Abati. I've listed the prayer now. You know why I'm saying all of this? See, society only has this problem. You were quoting the laws on concession. Society only will continue to have this problem, and concession will not be able to be done right if concessionaires know that they can get away when they don't fulfill their obligations.
Okay. What will be your course of action? Your course of action will be to say that you have the right to enjoy infrastructure.
Okay.
That you have the right to egress in or egress out of any part of Nigeria without hindrance, because the roads should be in a good state. Now, your right to enjoy infrastructure, that will fall under fundamental directives of state policy. That will be chapter 2. The same constitution, section 6 of 6, says that chapter 2, although there is legal argument over it, it says chapter 2 is non-justiciable Where you have rights that you can enforce is under Chapter 4, where you can say freedom of movement. Okay, what will you be telling the court?
No, so where will the penalty now come in for actions like this?
Can the federal government sue for breach of contract?
The government can determine the contract.
Yes.
So government can
penalize the penalize the concessionaire.
Can government take the concessionaire to task now and penalize them for breach of contract?
Yes,
Minister Umahi, please, can you go ahead and do this?
But not as an individual.
There must be a penalty for this suffering. Is it too much to ask for?
No, until we start to see penalties. Measures,
the country will not move on. So, Minister Umahi, we have gotten a legal perspective here. Can we go ahead and bring these people to task? Because a concessionaire cannot just come and give a dumb response on television and tell us like we don't know what is going on in this country and be telling us rainfall sunshine and everything and sunshine and people's life were at stake without any action being taken.
All right.
So that should be the next course of action. That's what I'm just concerned about.
We're still on this road infrastructure, and I'll take one comment from Leke. Emeku's wrote, Your Excellency, President Tinubu and Minister Umahi, 240 million Nigerians are demanding urgent action and accountability. The condition of roads across the 36 states and 774 local government areas has become unbearable. Communities are feeling the Benin-Expressway on their own because they feel abandoned. This should never be the reality in a nation with the resources, the leadership capacity Nigeria possesses. Nigerians are demanding you to fix all the bad roads without delay. Infrastructure is not a luxury. It is the foundation of safety, economic growth, and national dignity. Every Nigerian child deserves to travel, learn, and live in a country where leaders prioritize their well-being. And thank you for that comment, Emeku's on Leke. Meanwhile, residents of Ebu community in Oshimili North local government area of Delta State are crying out over decades of neglect, saying both the federal and state roads linking their agrarian community to neighboring towns have completely collapsed, leaving farmers unable to move produce, traders cut off from markets, and an entire community isolated on roads that was last constructed over 30 years ago during the administration of former Governor James Ibori. Let's take a look.
This is a community in Oshimili North, and I tell you that you don't want to be here. Delta State government, this is wickedness. Look at Delta State in a broad daylight. Delta State is one of the richest states in Nigeria. After Lagos State, Delta State is the richest. What is going on in Delta State?
All right, this is really hard to swallow, really hard. From Delta State, I have highlighted this video for, the Commissioner of Works, also in Delta State, as well as, the Ministry of Works of the federal government, David Umahi, to take a look into. I mean, they're claiming 30 years. It is impossible to understand why these people are suffering in the manner that they are. Now, Ayo, the fireworks at the 2026 NBA conference continued on Tuesday as activist VeryDarkMan dropped what may be the most explosive allegation yet, declaring before a room full of senior security chiefs that there are no unknown gunmen in Nigeria and that the military, police, immigration, and custom officers are themselves the unknown gunmen. Let's take a look.
There are no unknown gunmen anywhere. They are the unknown gunmen. The military men are the unknown gunmen. The immigration, the customs, these guys are the unknown gunmen. Nobody else. See, surprisingly, we have a lot of checkpoints in Nigeria. A lot of checkpoints, police checkpoints. When you're traveling from Lagos, you're coming to Abuja, Lokoja axis, you have a lot of checkpoints there. But then again, a lot of kidnappings happen along that route. Do you know why? When you pass with your car You meet a checkpoint. When you meet the checkpoint, the policemen say, wind down, you wind down, open your boots, you open your boots. Believe you me, everybody knows he's rich and knows he's poor, and everybody knows the people that belong in the middle class. So when they look at you, okay, when you pass, they make those calls and say, the red Corolla, somebody is there that can pay. Do you understand? It's not rocket science. It's not.
Well, in a swift response, a representative from Nigeria's military pushed back publicly against VDM's claims, calling them completely unsubstantiated. The representative went on to declare that the only entity holding the country together is the military. Let's take a look.
Okay, I'll go on and say what I have to say. If VeryDarkMan will sit here and say that all military are corrupt, it's as good as saying all lawyers are corrupt. So I also want to put it on record firmly that the only institution in this country that is holding this country, the only institution that is giving us the safety, the sanity we need in support with other stakeholders is the military. And I want to put it also on record that military men daily, every day, they are dying to make sure that we have the peace that we are having to even hold this conference.
Thank you.
So please, when we make statements that are not founded, without any basis, please, let's come out with your evidence. And if you have your proof, you table it before the appropriate authorities for proper investigation.
If I was saying two truths can...
Three truths can be true.
Three, not two. Three truths can exist at the same time. Well, speaking later during this panel, VDM apologized for his comments, but this exchange quickly sparked mixed reactions online. VDM also received an award at this panel. I believe your thoughts on all of this.
Okay, so what VDM did was the error of generalization.
Yes.
Even though there are truths to what he said, the challenge there was that he made a sweeping statement and said, all. It's not possible. That's why I protested when Dr. Bati said, all Edo people are saying, what's this?
I didn't use Chinese. All.
Okay, say Edo people.
Edo people.
It's not the difference.
Chinese.
Just the word all.
Okay, the Edo people. But he said Edo people. But that is the challenge with generalization and sweeping statements. Sometimes you lose the essence of what is being said. And let me talk about the essence of what VDM is saying, that there's corruption in the military, that there's complicity in the military, and that the people that we call unknown gunmen are supported, helped, enabled by the military. Now let me look at some cases, and I'm glad that the woman also of the forces had come out to speak in defense. And like Rufai said, two truths can coexist. I don't want this to be an attack on officers who go out daily to pay, to pay the ultimate sacrifice in some instances to defend the territory of Nigeria. Oftentimes we have talked about how we salute the efforts of the military. OG, this week you had brought out the video where they were applauding, servicemen, yes. And we said how important it was to continue to praise the efforts of the military. But are there bad eggs in the military? Absolutely. If you ask any ranking officer in the military who wants to tell you the truth, they will tell you that there are people who are complicit in this fight or in this terrorism war. Look at the case in Kebbi State, for instance. The government girls' comprehensive school, whereby they got intelligence that they had bandits or terrorists coming to attack the school, and they deployed military officers there. They asked, somebody made a call to withdraw those officers from that place, and then just moments later, the bandits attacked. Who would you say is complicit there? And this is what we're asking for. What VDM has done is to throw light on an issue that has made this war against terrorism difficult to win, because the same people who are supposed to be fighting it are some of the people who are enabling it. And so what should this wake-up call be for? It is to sanitize what is a corrupt system, and there are corrupt systems across the world, in the FBI, CIA, everywhere, from all the formations. So what this should be is a wake-up call that if we're going to end insecurity in Nigeria, we must look at those who are complicit. If we're looking at unknown gunmen, people who are going to perpetrate evil in communities in the country, we must be serious about addressing one of the big issues, which is complicity amongst ranking members of the military and the armed forces. Right. That is what he was saying. But I do again double down, and I think he responded by saying that he's not saying everyone is. But there are corrupt politicians, there are corrupt military men, there are corrupt lawyers, there are corrupt broadcasters and journalists. It is just how to fish them out and ensure that they do not spoil what should be a great effort in fighting insecurity.
Somebody screamed when you said corrupt journalists.
I said there's corrupt there are corrupt policemen, there are corrupt leaders everywhere. But not on this table though. But I'm just saying that we must not removing yourself. No. Men and women of integrity. What I'm saying is that if you're going to tackle the problem, don't bury your hand in sand. It is true. What we should then do is how to fish out and create an institution where it becomes difficult to enable such people from thriving in that circumstance.
All right, then now to security matters. With President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ordering an immediate manhunt for armed kidnappers who launched coordinated deadly attacks on 4 Niger State villages last Friday, abducting as many as 500 worshippers inside mosques during prayers in one of the most brazen mass abduction operations Nigeria has witnessed in recent memory. In a statement released on Tuesday from his special assistant on media, Bayo Ononuga, the president stated in part that those who carried out this cowardly attack on defenseless Nigerians are enemies of peace and enemies of humanity who will not go scot-free. Meanwhile, as of today, it has been 103 days since more than 40 school children were abducted from Musa Central Primary School in Asikari Uba local government area of Borno State. And not one of them has come home as their heartbroken parents took to the streets of Uba on Saturday, carrying pink placards bearing the words, "Bring back our children." Let's take a look.
I want to see my daughter! I want to see my daughter! I want to see my daughter!
I mean, this is heartbreaking to see. I mean, I know that we campaigned heavily when the Oyo school children were abducted. I don't know how that, how this escaped the media. And is it because the children are... Yes, we did, but not as much as this children. I mean, this is 103 days. It's the same day. I mean, this is really heartbreaking to see. Right now, we are charging the military to go and bring our children home. Your thoughts?
The part of the story that we don't even understand is how many kids are in captivity. There's a discrepancy over the number. Is it 40? Is it more than 40 in Askari Uba? That's number one. Number two, what are they doing about it? The government said they're doing something about it. We're waiting till that comes out. Another 60 people were taken in Niger. That's another one. Like I said, and now let me segue to what VeryDarkMan said. Yes, you pointed out the fact that there was generalization. But I also want to ask, why is the complicity so much that for over 20 years since this started, we've not been able to solve the problem of complicity? That's where I feel that there's a big problem. Every government that has come into power have used security to take money from the people, and the monies have not been appropriately spent. So much so that the defense budget is high, the military will complain that it's not enough. At the end, we don't get a lot out as regards insecurity. We keep having a metamorphosis of these groups. 5-10 years ago, we're not talking about herdsmen or Lakurawa. Today, we are talking about Lakurawa. When all of this started, it was only in the northeast. Now we are talking about Sokoto. We're talking about parts of the north. So why is this complicity so much that we cannot do something about it? And like he was saying, many truths can exist. Yes, we celebrate. I mean, it will be terrible for anybody to say we don't celebrate our soldiers enough here. Oh, do you remember the day I was crying over General Oba's death?
Yeah.
That I went emotional.
Yeah.
That we failed that man. Have I not come here to cry over the death of many generals? Do you know how much of a personal loss it does to me? Because I have friends in the military also. And I look out for them. Do you know the psychological trauma I feel every day just thinking of the fact that my friends in the military, there might be a day I will send a WhatsApp message, they will not be able to reply because they're probably dead. I live with that mortal fear every day, and that's why we care for these people. But it will not stop us from talking about the complicity when there is complicity, and we can't just understand how this is going on.
All right.
There used to be a level of safety in this country before now.
All right.
All of a sudden, it's so hard that you cannot have any level of safety. Yeah. People are being killed. People are being taken away.
All right.
And we need to talk about this. And so please, those that are holding Nigeria, that have built up a complex with insecurity, I beg, leave this country alone now. We are begging.
All right. Very well. Quickly, Dr. Abati, because this says we have to...
Just to say two things. One, we will recall that it was on the same day that the children in Askuruayuba local government were abducted. May 15, 2026, that we had the incident in Oyo State, in Orire local government, specifically in Ahuru, Isinle. The children from Oyo State have since returned, which was why the Arewa leaders were protesting that, the children from the north should also be brought back to home. The second thing is that this is not a matter that can be handled by Niger State alone. Niger State, ironically, which is the other instructive point, is where we have a governor called Farmer Bago, agriculture. Now, they really cannot achieve much with agriculture because the state has so much ungoverned space, and then there is insecurity. One major road, Niger to Mokwa, the whole of that area, there is insecurity. And to worsen matters, Niger State also shares border in the northern area with the Republic of Benin. So it's a very peculiar situation that they have in Niger State, but the government keeps doing the same thing. We have ordered the security agencies to go and rescue the people. Nigerian children in Borno State, in Niger State, they are being abducted. Some of them, the Askuruayuba people, they've been in captivity for over 100 days.
All right.
It's not good news.
Bring our children
Although
home.
you will bring good news later.
Yes.
But this one is
It's
sad
not,
news.
Yes. That's why we have to try to mix it, because it can't just be doom and gloom in Nigeria. But, we're calling again on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to look into these children that have been taken away for over 100 days. Bring our children home. Now to politics, with reactions trailing ADC presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, who has doubled down on his pledge to restore full subsidy if elected president, insisting that a nation as rich as Nigeria has no excuse for the hardship its people are enduring. Atiku made the comments in a new video posted on his X handle on Tuesday evening. Let's take a look.
I want to repeat categorically that what I said, I will return subsidy, I will. And Nigeria is rich enough to look after the welfare of its citizens. Therefore, let it be clearly stated that he was not speaking on my own authority, because the removal of subsidy has driven more Nigerians into poverty than at any other time in the history of this country. And the fundamental responsibility of the government is the welfare of the citizens.
All right. Meanwhile, APC chieftain Senator Adams Oshiomhole is trending after revealing how, as president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, he mobilized Ogun State residents to protest against fuel subsidy removal under former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Speaking at a national discourse organized by the Companion at the University of Lagos on Sunday, Oshiomhole explained that his opposition to Obasanjo's subsidy removal was never about the removal itself, but about the administration's lack of capacity to distribute the savings equitably to ordinary Nigerians. Of course, this comment has generated a lot of reactions, because we did remember that, people in the APC were the ones going out, to protest against the subsidy removal. I'll come to you, but I'd like to take this reaction so you can tie in both Atiku's statement and Oshiomhole's statement. Babatunde wrote on X, Both subsidy removal and non-removal has shown we lack the right people to really address the pains and sufferings ordinary Nigerians are facing, even if given 20 years to rule. Maybe it's the kind of education we getting, or maybe that's who we are. This government talks say them they see money, but they show again. Nigerians are continuing to reiterate that. Just a quick sentence, because we've been on this subsidy debate for a while.
I mean, let me speak for myself, that we had a corrupt, a scam, as it were, as has been described, the subsidy regime. What Oshiomhole has said is exactly what the Tinubu administration is doing today. What the criticism is that subsidy removal, there's no problem with that. It is the way in which it has been done that has plunged millions of Nigeria further into poverty. That is the real situation. So whether or not we're now trying to give a reason or not for why this fourth subsidy removal is the same reason why someone like an Atiku would now come back to say that, you know what, let's not remove subsidy again, because what ought to have been done with a lot of thought and planning, especially a provision for a safety net for the most vulnerable, and also to, like what Dr. Sam Amadi said earlier, around ensuring that other subsidies like electricity subsidy and other cushions like that were not removed at once. It is literally pulling the rug from the people, and hence we saw the attendant hardship on Nigerians. What I'd like to hear from the candidates around fuel subsidy, because this has now proven to be a major talking point ahead of the 2027 elections, is this: what are you going to do to ensure that the people who are suffering the most today will enjoy the gains, the windfalls of subsidy as has been announced? What would you do differently, whether from the APC perspective or the other contenders? What would you do differently to ensure that there's accountability and transparency in the way and manner in which the money is being spent? What would you do in the area of cash transfers? This administration has said, they've done it, but we cannot see the appreciable benefit to the most vulnerable in society. That is the real conversation. I don't think we should go back to talking about, because whether you like it or not, there's corruption at every level. Whether there's, I talked about corruption earlier on. Unfortunately, until we get to a point where we do away with the culture of corruption that's pervasive in the Nigerian economy, whether from the old to the young, rich or poor, we need to find a system that would still, despite the disadvantages that exist in corruption, would benefit the most vulnerable. That is the critical question I'd like to hear from the contenders around how they can ensure that fuel subsidy removal essential, but can still benefit the ordinary people in Nigeria.
Very well said, Aya. Very well said. Well, meanwhile, Rufai, an FCT area council chairman set social media awash after declaring on camera, without apology, that any resident who does not support the APC should pack up and leave, insisting that those who benefit from Tinubu and Wike's development projects cannot turn around and vote against the APC in 2027. Let's take a look.
I have said in my area council, it's either you're doing APC or leave the area council. And what I do with confidence, I'm saying it. You know why? I cannot have minister and president doing for us what they are doing. Then on the day of election, you now come and say you want to match me. I will not. It's either you are with us or
All right, this chairman, Shekwolo, his boldness to declare this kind of political rhetoric is shocking many online, especially because it comes just days after the Osun East election as well. You're Shekwolo.
Very good, very bold. Oji,
we've seen these things here.
We're finished. There's no redemption at this point with this level of partisanship. So is Wike and Tinubu's private account money they are using to do all this infrastructure, right? Mm-hmm. So there's no element of taxpayers' money. There's no element of dividends of democracy. You see, our politicians are so deluded that they think whatever project or infrastructure they do is their own money they use to do it. They don't know that it's the people's money. You can see the level of delusion. I'm sure the relevant authorities are seeing this.
Yeah.
this is insightful enough.
Yes,
I do not
Amnesty
see
International has
why
said
this
that it
man
is
should not
insightful.
be picked up
Yes.
by the authorities.
It's an act of violence.
And be dealt with.
That's
it will
a
not
good
be picked
question.
up. It can never be picked up.
So if it's not picked up, what's the
No, but he came out to say it was AI. Remember, he came to I
No,
wonder
it can
if this
never
one
be
will
picked up.
AI.
You know why?
Right?
You know why? He's a member of APC, just like this one will not be picked up. But please let an NDC member or an ADC member or another person that's not tied to the APC try it. They will be picked up. So that's the massive hypocrisy. So I'm happy you brought forward that. But in an ideal country, it should be picked up. Let me stretch your argument for you. What has happened to Ginga today? Sheikh Ginga, with the hate speech he espoused, he's still making statements. So as long as you align with the APC, you can get away with murder. You can say anything you want to say. You can set the country on fire. You can do this. If Obi says this now, they will start. Oji, please, I quickly want to address something on that subsidy issue. You see, there's a level of hypocrisy and lies government tells people. The Nigerian government acts like the Nigerian people are dumb. And it's obvious. Any politician that comes in thinks Nigerian people are stupid. They keep saying there was corruption in subsidy. Who was doing the corruption, Oji? Who was administering subsidy? It's not the NNPC. It's not a government institution. It's not the NNPC that is paying the money. Have we not asked the NNPC many times, give us a forensic audit of your payments and all of that? President Tinubu keeps now he's debating and arguing and saying Atiku is not ignoramus, abi.
Not sound.
But this same President Tinubu, Nigerians hear this, this same President Tinubu in 2024 didn't have problems when NNPC paid 7.1 trillion energy recovery costs. They didn't have problems with paying subsidy that time after they announced subsidy gone. That's why the hypocrisy stinks to me.
All right.
This same President Tinubu, as at 2025, told NNPC to keep 50% of their revenue to sort out the arrears of subsidy. So where is the corruption coming from? It's not a government establishment. Has NNPC accounted for all the money that came into the NNPC till date?
All right.
So when they say there's corruption, is it me that is causing the corruption or the same government institution called the NNPC?
Save me, please.
Well, all right.
Please save me.
Save me. All right. Thank you, Rufai. Well, campaign season is in full swing with a new campaign jingle for the Nigeria Democratic Congress OK ticket between candidates Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso now being circulated online. The clip is said to be linked to a Nigerian legal practitioner and politician from Kano State identified as Barrister Abubakar Aminu Kurawa. Let's take a look.
Obi Kwankwaso, Obi Kwankwaso, Obi Kwankwaso, Obi Kwankwaso, NDC, 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 Obi Kwankwaso, NDC, 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 Obi Kwankwaso, NDC, service to the people, Obi Kwankwaso, Abuga, Obi Kwankwaso, Muraka, Obi Kwankwaso, Obi Kwankwaso, Zami, Akasa, Obi Kwankwaso.
Obi Kwankwaso. Campaign has started.
No,
campaign has started. No, you don't like a. No, but I was. You know when I saw the video. When I saw the video, I thought it was the rah guy. You know, he's always really good. But I was like, that one is he's APC full on, APC guy. But campaign season is on now. Now, before we take our good news report, let's highlight this video from London, where a Nigerian woman was seen turning heads at a London metro station. In the clip, the woman radiates with pride in her show-stopping Iro and Buba outfit. Let's take a look. Nigeria, they carry last. I wanted to just highlight you. You're like
French kiss.
Yes, she was able to go to the metro. Like, I don't know if it was for content or that's how or it looked like it was for content, obviously. But it's beautiful to see. But just to note that we are very good with our attire because I mean, imagine this is our daily attire every day, and people are turning heads. It is turning heads. Beautiful to see. Let's take our good news report now, and this one is a remarkable story of excellence and determination. Twin brothers from Isale Eko, Taiwo and Kehinde Ajitokewu have distinguished themselves among thousands of graduates of Lagos State University, with one bagging first-class honors and the other emerging as the best graduating student in his department. Well, the announcement of their remarkable achievements came in a LinkedIn post last week, with both graduating from the Department of Science and Technology Education, Faculty of Education, during LASU's 29th and 30th combined convocation ceremonies. Taiwo graduated with first-class honors in biology education, while Kehinde emerged as the best graduating student in computer science education. According to Taiwo, their success was built on steadfastness and consistency. I mean, this is such an inspiring story. We wish the two brothers all the best in their future and academic and professional endeavors. I mean, this is, what do you say? So like, okay, go ahead. Go ahead, yes, you can dance.
The Egbas and the Jebuse, so they intimidate me a lot. Yes. Every time, oh, this is on this, I'm like, Egbas. Where are they from again? Isaleko. This is Lagos. No, they carry last. But you know, we love to celebrate academic excellence. We don't like these seven. Go ahead.
Congratulations. These are the kind of twins that we desire. Twins who represent excellence. You know, in Yoruba language, there are some twins they refer to as Ibeji Oron.
Oh, what does that mean?
And we've seen, you know,
what does that mean?
Some twins that are problematic.
Okay, no, we don't want problematic
They give
children.
concerns.
No, right.
And there have been some celebrated twins in recent memory that have been, you know, good examples of Ibeji Oron in the public domain.
All right,
but these are the kind of twins that we desire.
Congratulations.
I will not name names.
Yes, all right. Congratulations to Taiwo and Kehinde. And of course, this is Aleko woman.
Congratulations to Nigeria.
Congratulations. Well done. Now on our milestones. Today we honor the life of legendary American country singer, actress and philanthropist Dolly Parton, who passed away on Tuesday, August 25th, after a brief battle with cancer. She was 80 years old. Born on January 19th, 1946, in Tennessee, Dolly Rebecca Parton rose from the most humble of beginnings to become one of the most beloved and celebrated entertainers in American history. She signed her first recording contract at just 13 years old and moved to Nashville the morning after she graduated high school in 1964. What followed was a career that would span over 6 decades, producing some of the most iconic songs ever written, among them Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, 9 to 5, and I Will Always Love You, a song so powerful it was later immortalized by Whitney Houston.
And I will always love you. I will always love you.
Oh, beyond music, Parton was a force for good. Her Imagination Library program has donated hundreds of millions of books to children around the world, including in Nigeria. Her relationship with the Grammy Awards was nothing short of historic. She earned 11 Grammy Awards from 55 nominations, placing her among the most nominated female artists in the show's history, winning her first Grammy in 1978 for Best Female Country Vocal Performance. In 2011, she received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, and 2 of her songs were inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. In November 2025, just months before her passing, she received an honorary Oscar in recognition of her extraordinary philanthropic contributions. It was her final pulsar. She was one of America's most philanthropic, unifying, and beloved stars. Gone at 80, but her voice, her heart, and her legacy will echo forever. May her soul rest in peace. Dr. Abachi, you were saying your favorite was Coat of Many
Colors that my mama
I grew up
made for me.
Yes, my mama made
from
for me.
poverty
and
to
I
global
loved 9 to 5 as well. I grew up listening to her. My mother, one of my mother's favorites.
Same as
on that. Yes, same as yes. On that note,
she's a real American princess.
yes, she is, really. She's been honored. I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you on What's Trending today. Here we have Jolene, the hit from Dolly Parton. Enjoy it.